We are doing now chapter 4, Sloka 19, meaning Yasya, whose, Sarve, every, Samarambha, start the action, Kama, desire, Sankalpa, resolve or decision, Varjitaha, empty or without, Jnana, divine knowledge, Agni, in the fire, Dagda, burned, Karmanam, action, Tama, him, Ahu, called, Panditam, a sage, Buddha, the wise. Now Sri Krishna ji is saying that those people who perform every action without expecting the fruit of their action to give them any desire and pleasure, and whose actions are purified in the fire of divine knowledge, such people are known as the truly wise people. So now here Sri Krishna ji is giving an example of fire, that a wise man has purified his knowledge by how he has purified in the fire of divine knowledge. So common meaning of the word sankalp is decision or resolve. Whenever we think about an object, there is a constant labeling going on in our mind on whether the object is good or bad. After having gone back and forth, we label something as good. This labeling is called sankalp. So Sri Krishna ji is saying that anything which comes to our mind, immediately we start judging it, whether it is good or bad. Right? So why does this labeling happen? It happens because our intellect has been superseded by our mind and senses. So our intellect is being trained by our mind and senses. For example, we know that the bitter gourd is good for our body. But our senses and mind has trained our intellect that bitter gourd is very bitter, we should not eat it. And even though the intellect knows that it is good for the body, but the senses have trained the intellect, no, you should not eat, it is bitter. This is what Sri Krishna ji is trying to say, that the senses control over the intellect. The senses control over the mind. And even though the mind knows, senses are not letting the intellect do what is correct. Able to understand? So what Sri Krishna ji is saying, that you burn your senses in the fire of knowledge. You burn your senses, your desires in the fire of divine knowledge. Understand? So we need to, so here Sri Krishna ji is saying that we need to come out of that selfishness. The desires are selfish, you know. Desires don't let us do what is good and what is bad. So Shri Krishna ji is saying, burn your selfish action with the fire of knowledge. In other words, he wants our intellect to guide us in our swadharma, in our dharma, in our karma, in our primary duty. Instead, senses. Generally what happens, senses will guide the swadharma, karma and the primary duty. But Sri Krishna ji is saying, let your intellect guide it. So burn your senses in the fire of divine knowledge and let your intellect rule your senses. It is other way. Generally, everybody knows that junk food is not good, we should not eat. But we opt for junk food. The craving for junk food is more. The craving for chocolate is more. The craving for sweets is more. We incline towards eating the junk food. We know that we should not watch the screen. It is not good for eyes, not good for mind also. We are wasting our time, but still people tends to watch the screen so much. They will see screen daily 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours. Unbelievable, So much of time has been wasted. So, Sri Krishna ji is saying that senses are ruling the intellect. It should be other way. Intellect should be ruling the senses. So how is it possible? Through knowledge. When you get the knowledge, obviously a person will not do what is not good. So that is the reason we should get the knowledge, and we should burn the senses in the fire of divine knowledge, and let the intellect rule the body and the senses and everything. Okay, Usha Baji, aapka turn.
Sri Krishna is saying here that we should know what is bad and what is good. We should know the sense about the senses, what they are doing, and we should know about the intellect, what they are want to do. So Sri Krishna is saying that you should always uh, do what the intellect wants, not the senses, because senses won't let us the on the path of moksha, but intellect always rule the right path of moksha. So we should always burn our senses desire in the divine knowledge. So we should always be in the right path. For that, we should we should not follow the senses. We should follow the intellect.
Thank you. Akriti.
Yes. So Sri Krishna is telling that we should not follow the mind. We should not follow the
She got stuck.
senses. We should always follow the mind. The senses are ruling this. So Sri Krishna is telling that burn all your senses and desires in the fire of divine knowledge.
Very good. Now Reet is explaining.
In this shloka, Lord Shri Krishna has said that we should only, like, if senses say us to do this and not do that, but we should not, like, follow them. We should not follow the senses. Instead, we should follow the mind.
Intellect. Dhriti.
In this shloka, Sri Krishna is saying that our senses should not control our body and our intellect. We should burn our senses in that in the knowledge of fire, in the fire of knowledge, and our intellect should be controlling our senses and our body.
Thank you, Siddhant.
Yes, ma'am. See, here Lord Shri Krishna is saying that we should not allow our senses to misguide us. So, for example, we all know that, let's say, screen time. Screen time is, so many people say screen time is bad for us, and we know that, but our senses keep on urging us towards it. Also, same with junk food. Like, we know it's bad for us, but we always crave it. So, this is why we shouldn't let the senses misguide us, and that we should burn it in the fire of divine knowledge, I think it was. Um, and we should listen to our intellect, which will guide us to the paths to moksha.
Thank you so much. Now we'll go to Shloka 20. Tyaktva, having given up, karma phala sangam, attachment to the fruits of action, nitya, always, tripta, satisfied, nirashraya, without dependence, karmani, in activities, abhipravrita, engaged, api, desire, despite, na, not, ever, certainly, kinchit, anything, karoti, do, saha, that person. Shri Krishna ji saying, such people who having given up attachment to the fruits of their actions are always satisfied and is not dependent on external things. Despite engaging in activities, they do not do anything at all. That is inaction, inaction. They are doing the action but still they are in action. So the people who are unattached with the results of their actions are always satisfied. That means you are studying, so you should not have the expectation. Will I be the topper? Will I get the higher marks? What will be the score? Will the teacher appreciate my work? Suppose a teacher has given you a project. On a topic you have to write something and go. So you just do it. Your expectation should not be there. That what will happen? Will the teacher appreciate me? I have used 10 new words. I have presented in this way, that way. That is not the matter. What matter is that a topic has been given and you have just done your best. Rest will be taken care by the Supreme Lord. So you should always fix to your karma. Sri Krishna ji is saying, if a person is unattached, this is your primary duty, this is your results, your outcome, or what is what is the result. So if you take out this from your life, expectations, results, outcome, then a person becomes happy, satisfied. Why the person is unsatisfied? You should just think why a person is unsatisfied. Because we, it is a human nature that we build up so many expectations. We build up, we look for so many results. We look for so many outcome. And when it is not up to that mark, then humans get upset, they are unsatisfied. No, then everything goes wrong. So that is the root cause for everything. Anger, irritation, depression, everything is the root causes when there is expectations, when there is looking up for the results, looking up for the outcome. That's that's the reason Sri Krishna ji is saying in so many shlokas. Stop looking for the results. Don't look for the outcome. Don't look for what will happen. Don't have expectations. Just do your karma. So, when we do our karma, then we are happy, we are satisfied because we didn't expected anything. When we expect, then only we will be sad. Then we will be unhappy, unsatisfied. So Sri Krishna ji is saying that there are two things. One, the person is satisfied. Another, that person is doing the karma but still he is not doing anything. It is like just the body is doing like a machine. Do we give a credit to the machine ki yeah, you done this? We don't give the credit because it is the machine, it has to do that work. Same way Shri Krishna ji is saying, make yourself as a machine. Just do it. Don't expect that somebody will come and tap on you. Ah, you did a good job. Ah, you did very nice. Don't have that. Just do. It is like a machine. Somebody has put the fuel or put the key and you are doing the work. So we need to be in that such a way. Then what happen? A person will be happy, satisfied and enjoying the life. Try this, it is really good. When you don't, one thing, just try one thing. Like no, you do studies for your next semester or your exams. Don't expect anything. And just study and go and appear for the exam. Then you will see that your results are superb. It is way beyond your expectations. You try this trick. Okay, now Shabaji, your turn. I think you're in a
Sri Krishna is saying that we should do our karma without attaching to their results. We should not think about the results. We should always do the karmas. If we do like that, we will be satisfied, and after some time, we will become calm and cool. We don't have any anger and we don't have any dissatisfaction in our life. We should always be happy that we are doing our karmas in such a cool way. So he is saying that don't attach to the results or don't attach to that karma. You just go and doing your karmas in the right path.
thank you so much. Akriti,
Yes, ma'am. So Shri Krishna is telling that again and again in every shloka he's telling that don't be attached to anything, don't expect anything, and you need to control your desires and anger. And also, when you have another exam, for example, you don't expect anything. When you don't expect, and then you see how much you get, it'll be so good. If you don't expect, you'll get very good.
very good. Now it is explaining.
So in the shloka it is being said like Lord Shri Krishna is saying that we should not have any expectations. Like if we think that if I do this work, you like I'll get more marks. If I'll study more, then I'll get like. If we should not think I'm gonna study now, so I'm sure I'm gonna get good marks and I want good marks. We should not have expectations like that.
Thank you. Siddhant.
Yes, ma'am. So here Lord Shri Krishna is saying that we shouldn't be attached to anything. We shouldn't have any desires, and that also we shouldn't have any like expectations. So, for example, I'll try to take a different example.
Yeah.
Uh, so maybe let's say you're painting, and then you're planning your painting, and then you uh, think about it's how it's going to be wonderful, and then when you actually do it, it's turns out not that good. You should just be in the present, uh, doing what you're doing, and not thinking about any end result. So here, yeah. So once you take out all of those things like um, desire, attachments, and also end results, then you find yourself being more positive and happy, as you won't have like burden of like maybe for example in the test example you took, you won't have the burden of like getting test results back and not fulfilling your expectations.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving a new example to me. Okay, now Dhriti.
In this shloka, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that we should not have expectations of our results. Like if we are doing our karma or anything, we should just keep doing it and not expect anything in return. And if one does that, that person would be satisfied and happy with what he has.
Thank you.